Hi everyone. Today we are doing a mile a minute crochet scarf, and we're going to start that in just a minute. Hi everyone, Monique here with Little Gems Creations 1. So today we are going to be making a mile a minute scarf. We are using a 5mm crochet hook, and we are using worsted weight yarn. But you could use any yarn you wanted to. And this is just, the yarn you can get at Walmart. So we're going to start by chaining 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we are going to go into that first chain and do a slip stitch. That's going to give us a little space in the center. Okay. We're going to chain up 3. 2, 3. Now in our space in the center, we're going to put 2 double crochets. To do a double crochet, you go yarn over, into your space, grab your yarn, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and that's a double crochet. So counting the chain, we have 1, 2, 3 stitches. We're going to chain 1. We are going to do double crochet again into that center. 1, 2, 3. And I don't know if you noticed, but I caught my tail all the way around the back just to give it, then if we pull it, it'll make our hole smaller. But for this pattern, we don't necessarily want a really teeny tiny hole there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain up 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to turn my work so the wrong side is facing me now. I'm going to yarn over, go into that space we created with the chain 1, and I'm going to do 3 double crochets. 2, 3. I am going to chain 1, and I'm going to do 3 more double crochets in that space. 1, 2, and 3. Now I am going to go to that chain 3. I'm going to go to the top chain, and I'm going to do a double crochet in there. So now this is what we've got. We've got hole and a hole and a hole in the middle, okay? Now we are going to chain up 3. 1, 2, 3. We are going to turn our work. Okay, we're going to double crochet 3 times in the hole in the center. 2, 3. We're going to chain 1, and then we're going to do 3 double crochets again. 1, 2, and 3. And now in our chain 3 that we did, we're going to do a double crochet in that top of the chain 3. Now, that is how you make the whole central part of the mile a minute scarf. Okay, and that's what we're looking at so far. So, you're going to repeat this, and you're going to make it as long as you want. I'm making a scarf that I want to go hang down to my hand, go up and around my neck once, and then down to my other hand. Keeping in mind, though, that as you wash and wear this, it will relax, which means you'll gain a little bit of length. Not a lot, but a little bit. So you want to keep that in mind. So I want you to pause here and just crochet this as long as you want your scarf to be, give or take an inch, because we're doing 2 more rounds on this, so that will give you another inch on either end. Okay, so you do that and then come back and we'll do the next part. But if you haven't liked and subscribed, do that now before you forget. Okay, so we'll be back in a second. So I've gotten this far while drinking my morning coffee. But you know, I was just sitting here thinking about this, and you know, you could use any yarn you wanted to use to make these scarves. Just keep in mind that when you purchase your yarn, you're probably going to definitely go through one whole ball. And if you're going to do different colors like we are with this tutorial, then you'll need your different colors, and I would get the same style of yarn. So like if you're going with baby weight, I'd get baby weight. I'm doing worsted weight here, 4-ply worsted weight. And I personally would stick with a straight yarn, not a yarn that's like got balls in it or whatever, because there's all kinds of weird and funky yarn out there. But as long as you followed what the label said for the size crochet hook, you could use any yarn for this, and then if you decide it's not wide enough, then just do another round. And you'll see this mile a minute is actually very much like a granny square to me. You just keep going round and round and round and round. So, you know, if you want it thicker, do another round. If you don't want it quite so thick, don't do another round. You know, it's very good that way. And it's such an easy little pattern. I mean, really, this is not difficult at all. As long as you know how to do a double crochet and you know how to do your chains, you can whip off one of these scarves. Well, you know, I was sitting around last night and I thought I'd give this a try to see if it would work up well for a tutorial. And I had one most of the way done in like 2 hours. Now, I do crochet quickly. I've been crocheting for a long time, but for a beginner crocheter, you could probably have one of these done in an afternoon or an evening. It might take you a bit longer, but you know, it's a nice little project to work on days off, or something just to putter at when you have a few minutes here and there. Years and years and years ago, I used to be a smoker, and this was one of the things that helped me with quitting smoking. Was I wasn't always reaching for a cigarette because my hands were busy doing stuff. So I don't sit around, even though it's been like 16 or I don't know, 20 years since I quit smoking. I still haven't lost that. I just don't sit around. I always have I'm always busy with something. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. You can use any kind of yarn. You can, and it's also good for scrap yarn. Like if you've made a blanket and you have an extra ball of wool or yarn left over, you can whip one of these scarves up. Or if you have lots of pieces, I have a whole drawer full of yarn leftovers because I just don't have the heart to throw them out. And you know, that might be another scarf I do, is just, you know, piecemeal all those. Because really, if you do this scarf, you would probably only have 3, let me count. I'm going to do 3 rounds on this scarf, so 3 different colors. That means you would have 6, if you didn't break the wool, or the yarn, sorry. I would have about 6 tails to weave in at the end. And if you're like any other crocheter or knitter I know, you hate weaving in the ends. So, yeah. So, and if you did it with leftover yarn, you would have more ends to weave in, but I bet you it would turn out quite cute. And like, I'm inspired now. I want to try one that's just leftover yarn. That's like a whole different video though, right? And you'd want to keep the yarn the same kind of yarn. Like I use all kinds of different yarns for all different kinds of projects. I have started, as I've gotten older and wiser, we'll say, to keep my yarn choices kind of in the same areas. So I'll use a certain kind of baby yarn or a certain kind of worsted weight yarn or a certain kind of special worsted weight yarn, that kind of thing. But yeah, I thought I just might throw that out there. So I'm about halfway, maybe a third of the way of how long I want my scarf. Yeah, because like I said, I want it pretty long. I like longer scarves that I can wrap around and do a drape with. But look at that so far. That's not bad. Okay, so keep working on it and I'll meet you back. So hi there, I'm back. So I've done quite a bit for my scarf. And I had a cup and a half of coffee. So I'm just going to do a couple more to remind you. So we chain up 3. We go into that center. We're doing 3 double crochets. 2, 3. We chain 1. 3 double crochets in that same center one. And then we do a double crochet into that 3rd chain from our chain up 3. Okay? So now we are at the end of how long I want my scarf to be. So I'm going to grab my crochet go bag, which I will put a link in the description so that you can see what's all in my crochet go bag. I'm going to leave a bit of a tail. Okay. I'm going to take my tail, I'm going to pull it through the loop and pull tight and fasten off. Okay. I'm going to pause here because I just realized I don't have my next color. So okay, I'm back. So the next color I'm doing is gray. So it doesn't matter which end you start at. So I'll just start at the end we finished off. Now you know that central space? That's what I'm going to start off in. Now I'm going to pull my new color through, chain 3. I'm holding the tail at the back of my work, and I'm just going to do 2 more double crochets, and I'm catching my tail as I go. Okay, so 2, 3, so 2. Counting that chain makes 3. We're going to chain 1, and we're going to do 3 double crochets again, just like we did when we were building up. But now what we're going to do is we are going to go into spaces. Okay, so I'm going to let that tail hang now. Now, we're going into this space. This space is considered a corner, okay? So we're going to do 3 double crochets into there. Now we did not chain 1 or anything, we just reached for that space. We're doing 3 double crochets, and because it's a corner, we're going to chain 1, do 3 more double crochets into there. 2, 3. So this mile a minute is having 3 corners, because there's a corner here, there's the corner we worked in, and then there's the other corner we just did. Now we're just going to do 3 double crochets into every space, and we're not chaining in between, we're just reaching for the next space, and we're just doing 3 double crochets. So that would be in our chain space and in the space where we had created with a double crochet, okay? So 3 double crochet, and we're going to do that all the way along in all the spaces until we get to the other side, okay? So it's that easy. It's really not difficult. You already know how to do a double crochet. So double crochets all the way along our side, and we're doing 3 in each space. Okay? So grab another cup of coffee, grab a cup of tea or a water bottle. Sit back, relax, watch TV, listen to your favorite music, and just do 3 double crochets in every space all the way along. And this is what it'll look like. Okay, so do that and come back. Actually do that to the next corner, and then we'll do the corners together, and then come back. Hi. Okay, so I am on the space before the start of the corners. Okay, so I've done my 3 crochet. Now, remember, the middle, of course, is the corner, and then we do the 2 sides as corners. So let's get started. We're going to do 3 double crochets in this space. And just like when we're at the tip, we are going to do a chain 1. Then 3 more double crochets in that same space. And there we go. Now we are going to reach for the next space, which is the tip. We are going to do, we're just going to move that tail out of the way. We're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 more double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to reach for the next space. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going back. So see, we've got our 3 little points there, and now we're going back to doing 3 double crochet in each space all the way along to the other side. And when we get to the other end, we have 1 corner to do before we join. So let's get crocheting all the way to the other end. And if you haven't had an opportunity, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. And if you have any questions about this, oops, sorry, I should stop rocking. If you have any questions about this pattern, leave it in the comments, and I will try and answer you just as soon as I can. And yeah, okay, so let's meet up when we get to the other corner on the other end. See, so that's what it looks like so far. Isn't that cute? Okay, we'll be back. Okay, so I'm at the last space before the corner on the other end. We're doing 3 double crochets in this last space. And then I am going to go into, now this is considered a corner right here, okay? So we're going to do 3 double crochets, 2 and 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, whoops, 3, and now we're back where we started. Okay, and we're going to grab our scissors from our go bag. We're going to leave a tail and we're going to cut. And then for the next round, we are going to do exactly the same thing. We're going to do the 1 chain 3 in the corners, the 3 corners on each end, and then we're going to go in the spaces. And I'll once again, I don't have my yarn with me, so I'll start that in just a sec. Okay, so we're ready to do our next row. Now, just to let you know here though, if you are happy with this width for a scarf, by all means, stop there. This is your project. Do what you want. So I'm going to do another round. So I'm going to start in the corner on the side this time. I'm going to grab my yarn, bring it through, do a chain of 3, wiggle that over. Now, like I said, this is a corner here. I'm going to catch my tail and hold it along the back so that I can put my stitches. We're doing 2 double crochets because that chain 3 counts as a double crochet. We're going to chain 1, do 3 more double crochets, 1, 2, 3. Then we are going to reach for our next space. Now this space here is just a normal space. It's not considered a corner. So we're only doing 3 double crochets in there. And we didn't chain or anything, we just reached for it. It's harder to see because I'm wearing black pants, but there we go. So we got 3 in there. Now we're reaching for the tip, which is what we're calling a corner. And we're doing 3 double crochets. We are doing 1 chain, 3 double crochets, and then we're reaching for that next space, which is just a plain old space, and we're going to put 3 double crochets in there. So 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to our final corner on that side, on this end I mean. And we're doing 3 double crochets, a chain 1, and then 3 more double crochets. And now every space along, you are doing 3 double crochets until you get to your other end. And then I'll come back, we'll do the other end together because it's the only tricky spot. And see, this is how we're looking so far. Okay, so I'll be back. Okay, so we're back and we're gonna do a corner. It seems weird to say corners because we've got 3 of the corners, but I guess they're more points. So we're at a point. We're gonna do 3 double crochets, 2 and 3. Then we're gonna chain 1 and do 3 more double crochet into that same space. And then we're going to stretch to the next space, and this is just a normal space, so it gets 3 double crochet. Then we're going to stretch to the next point and do 3 double crochet, 2, 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet in the same space, and then we're going to stretch to that next space, 3 double crochet, okay, and then stretch to the next point, 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet, and then we're just going to do 3 double crochet in each space to the other end. So I'll meet you back once we're ready to join. So get stitching. Okay, so I'm going to now do the connecting. So we're just going to go into the top stitch of the chain 3. We are going to do a slip stitch, and then we're going to leave a tail, snip, and pull the tail through the loop and pull it tight. And there we go. That is the end of the scarf. Now, we're going to quickly do the, we are going to do the little, I want to say tassel, but it's not tassel. It's the fringe. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take all 3 colors and we are going to I have these cardboards that I use to do tassels and fringes. This one is about, well, I can tell you exactly. I think it's 4 inches. My measuring tape, there it is. So this is 4 3/4 inches long. That's what I'm using. So I take the 3 colors, I'm gonna put it on my cardboard, and I am going to do 10 wraps. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We get to the bottom, we're going to cut, then we're gonna cut at the end that has, we're gonna cut through those. Okay. Now we're gonna put, oh, I guess I should have done 12. Oh well. We're gonna do a gray, a white, a black, I wonder, maybe we'll do those twice. So 2 gray, 2 white, 2 black. And we're gonna put it through one of the points. So in the space of the point, we're gonna take these in the middle. Okay. So pull them through the space and then catch the ends and pull them through that big loop. You might want to switch to a bigger crochet hook. It's up to you. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we're gonna pull those through. Oh, we missed a couple. Jeez, let's try that again. Okay. So there's our big loop. We're gonna take the ends, make the loop bigger. We're just gonna pull it through the loop and then we're gonna pull it tight. And there we go. And then we're gonna trim it. So we're gonna do that again to all 3 points. Okay, so 2 white, 2 gray, 2 black. We're going through the space on the point. We're placing them halfway. We're gonna pull that through the loop, make a big loop, pull these through, and then pull that tight. And we're gonna do that one more time. So 2 gray, 2 white, 2 black, 2 black. We're gonna go to our other point in the space, to the middle of these strands, make a big loop, pull the strands through the loop, pull it tight. Then we're gonna hide our threads. Again, I'm going to my go bag, which I will put in the description. There's a video of what's all in my go bag. I'm gonna hide my threads on this end really quickly. And then we are going to do the same thing on the other side. When I hide my threads, I always do back stitches. So I go a little bit further back than where I've ended up. And that just holds it extra secure. You can do knots if you so choose. I just weave in a whole bunch. Okay. So there's the white one. Snip it. And that's done. Then we're going to do this gray one. And I give it a little tug to pull it tight, not too tight, but just tight enough. Go back further, pull tight, go a little back further, go tight. Sorry. And here we go. So the gray is done. We have another gray to hide here. Give it a little tug. There's really not very many threads to hide on this scarf, as long as you haven't changed colors too many times. Okay. There we go. Give that one a snip. And then we'll do the black. Go a little bit further back and then through. I'm not going through to the other side. I'm just going on this side of those stitches. So I'm not going deep into the stitch so it doesn't show on the front. We're going to snip that. Okay. Oh, we have one more black to get rid of here. Here we go. And what you do to one side, you do to the other. So go and do the same thing to the other end. And there you have it. You have your mile a minute scarf. I did stop and start this throughout the day, but the whole thing probably took me about 2 hours. So now you would take your tassel, you would just, or your fringe, you would just tidy up each one individually. So see, I just kind of do it like you do a haircut. Give it a trim. Go the next side, give it a trim, The next side. Give it a trim. And there you go. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? So thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe and like, and don't forget, if you want notifications, hit the little bell. And I'm planning on uploading practically every day at 3 o'clock. Now that I know how to schedule my videos, that is my plan. And I will try and let you know if it's not going to work out. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe. Bye now.